Hi there, good evening, it's Kath, your meditation coach. So here to do the monthly meditation. I'm just going to see if I can tag you. You might not be free to join me now, but it's just a little reminder so you can catch up at a time that works for you. So I do a monthly meditation on a Tuesday evening at about 8:30. And I try and link the meditation to the theme of the subscription box. And each session we go through a mindful moment, we do some grounding exercises, we do some focused breathing, and then we finish off with the meditation. And what I try to do, although I can't guarantee I'll remember because I kind of get into the swing of it and talking people back round, but I know some of you, or I've had some feedback saying some people listen to it before they go to sleep. So it's actually quite nice to just listen to it and not be like spoken back round again, if that makes sense. So I will try and remember to do that. But if I forget, I do apologise. Actually, I should write it down, actually. I'll write it on my little notes. So what I'll do is I'll fade the music out at the end. And then it'll enable you, if you want to drift off to sleep, to do that. But what I'll also say is, if you do need to be somewhere in half an hour, do set an alarm, because I'd hate for you to miss anything. So fade out music. Sorry, bear with me a second. And with this meditation, so the way I've written it is to have partway through a little bit of time to reflect on a peaceful place, thinking about a spiral, just releasing the mental clutter, and then finding stillness and calm. So there'll be a few minutes at different points in the meditation, but I won't actually be talking. So just kind of follow the instructions, really. It just gives you a little prompt to have a think about something. Or visualise something. So just thought I'd let you know that in case you're wondering partway through where I've gone. So I'm going to turn my camera around because I've got some nice crystals that you can focus on. Hopefully you can see them. But maybe you'll choose to have your eyes closed for the session. So as always, your comfort is really key to getting the best out of this. So sitting or lying, just doing what works best for you. And if you need to change your position at any point, it's fine to do that. Just comfort is key, kind of making sure you're nice and warm. If you've got a blanket or a cushion nearby. And we'll just get started, settling in for the next half an hour or so. And either closing your eyes or softening your gaze. Relaxing your shoulders. Letting everything go. Become aware of this moment. Become aware of your breathing. Forget about the busyness of your day. Forget about the busyness of your week. Forget about the busyness of your life. And just take a moment to prepare yourself to spend some time where the focus is on you. So this is your little bit of escape from the world without actually going anywhere. That's what I love about doing the meditations. It's like we can forget about everything going on in our lives just for a short moment and just enjoy that time, that peace, that space. So moving on to a grounding exercise. Grounding exercises are great for bringing us back to the here and now, kind of being in the moment, focusing on the moment. We do spend a lot of time worrying about what's happened, thinking or worrying about what's coming next. and perhaps not as much time as we'd like to, focusing on the here and now. So this grounding exercise is the perfect way to bring us back to that. So we start by noticing and naming to ourselves 5 things that we can see. Just noticing 5 different things around you. And then noticing and naming to yourself 4 things that you can touch. Just noticing 4 things that are within your reach, or 4 things that are on you. And then noticing and naming to yourself 3 things that you can hear. Just noticing 3 different sounds around you. And then noticing and naming to yourself 2 things that you can smell. If there isn't anything noticeable where you are, just thinking about 2 smells that you like. And then finally noticing and naming to yourself 1 thing that you can taste. And if you haven't eaten or had a drink recently, just focusing on the taste of the inside of your mouth. That might feel like a bit of an odd thing to do, but as I said before, it's all about being in the moment, just focusing on the here and now. So we're going to settle into some breathing exercises now, spending a couple of minutes just really focusing on the breath. And we're going to start with a sequence where we breathe in for 3 and out for 3 for a minute. And then after a minute, the in-breath increases to 4, but the out-breath remains at 3. And we do that for another minute. And then another increase to the in-breath, into the in-breath even, up to 5. And the out-breath remains at 3. So just working with those numbers. Sometimes kind of breathing in for 4 or 5 might feel a bit of a challenge, but you're in control of your breathing, you're in control of the counting. So always counting at a pace that feels comfortable for you. And if it's comfortable to breathe in and out through your nose, I invite you to try this. If you've got a cold or there's a reason you can't do this, just kind of coming back to your usual breath at any point. So we start by breathing in for 3 and breathing out for 3. Just breathing in for the count of 3 and breathing out for the count of 3. And just doing this in your own time. And you might even find as you settle into this breathing exercise that you start to really focus on slowing down that counting. Breathing in for 3 and breathing out for 3. Breathing in for the count of 3 and breathing out for the count of 3. And then increasing the in-breath to 4. The out-breath remains at 3. Breathing in for the count of 4 and breathing out for the count of 3. Breathing in for the count of 4, breathing out for the count of 3. And then one more increase of the in-breath. Now breathing in for 5 and breathing out for the count of 3. So breathing in for 5 and breathing out for 3. And now equal breath. So with equal breath, we go through a sequence from 1 through to 5. We start breathing in for 1 and out for 1. And then breathing in for 2 and breathing out for 2. Breathing in for 3 and out for 3. And breathing in for 4 and out for 4. And then finally breathing in for 5 and breathing out for 5. So I'd like you just to go through this process in your own time. In for 1 and out for 1. And then 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. And now moving on to the meditation. So if you need to move, if you need to have a little wriggle, before you find a comfortable position for the next 15 minutes or so, either lying down or seated, just ensuring you're comfortable and warm. And just coming back to our breath for a moment, taking in a few deep breaths in through your nose, breathing out slowly through your mouth as you let go of any tension from the day. Just breathing in deeply through the nose, breathing out slowly through the mouth, and just letting all of that tension melt away. This is a little bit of time, a little bit of space, just to nurture your body and mind. So we'll begin with an active muscle relaxation. I'm going to get you now to breathe in through your nose for the count of 4. Hold for a moment. And then breathing out for the count of 6. So breathing in for the count of 4. Excuse me. Holding for a moment. And then breathing out through the mouth for the count of 6. As you repeat this round, focusing and filling your lungs fully. Just releasing any tension with the out breath. And I'd like you now to gently tense the muscles in your feet as you take a nice deep breath in and squeeze for a moment, and then fully relaxing on the out breath, noticing the difference between tension and relaxation. So just bringing your awareness to the feeling as you tense those muscles on the inhale, squeezing for a moment, and then exhaling and fully relaxing. And then moving your attention to the calf muscles and thighs, and just repeating that process of tensing on the in-breath and relaxing with the out-breath. And just noticing how different your legs may feel as they relax. So again, just taking a nice deep breath in, tensing the calf muscles, tensing the thighs, and then as you breathe out, just releasing and relaxing. And then tightening the muscles in your lower back and abdomen. Taking that deep breath in as you tighten, and then fully releasing as you breathe out. And just try that a couple more times. And just visualise all the tension melting away every time you breathe out. So focusing on tightening the muscles as you breathe in, just tightening the abdomen, the lower back, and then a nice exhale and release. Then bringing your focus to your shoulders. On the in-breath, just tensing your shoulders, lifting them up towards your ears. And then as you breathe out, just slowly releasing. On the in-breath, tensing shoulders up towards the ears. And on the out-breath, fully releasing. Just imagining all of the weight lifting from your shoulders. And now, as you take a deep breath in, clenching your fists and tensing your arms, and then just releasing that grip fully on the out-breath, feeling your hands and your arms relaxing completely. And again, deep breath in, clenching and tensing, and then releasing fully on the out-breath. Now bring your focus to your face and your jaw. Just scrunching up your face and tensing your jaw and forehead for a few moments before releasing completely. A deep breath in and tensing. And on the out breath, just releasing and feeling your face softening and becoming free of tension. I'd like you now just to do a quick body scan. So just starting from your toes and just slowly working up through each body part, checking in, just noticing how your body feels as you go all the way from your toes, slowly moving up towards your head. Just checking in on any areas of tension. Just making sure you're feeling nice and relaxed. Breathing into any areas of tightness releasing as you breathe out. And now moving on to the guided visualization. I'd like you to imagine a peaceful place where you feel completely safe and calm. It could be a serene beach, it could be a forest, it might be a cosy room in your home. I'd like you to spend a few moments visualising the details, visualising the sights, just really noticing all of those details in your mind, noticing the sights, noticing the sounds, noticing the smells. And now I'd like you to picture a gentle spiral in your mind. It's made of soft white light. This spiral represents all of your thoughts and worries. And for the next few moments, I'd like you to really slowly focusing with every inhale and exhale, the spiral unwinding. So imagining the spiral represents all of your thoughts and your worries. Taking a deep breath in, and as you exhale, the spiral unwinding. Each time it turns, all of your thoughts and mental clutter are released, floating gently away. I'd like you now to focus on one thought or worry that you've been holding on to. With every breath, see it gently drifting into the spiral, letting it unwind. As you exhale, watch the thought fading away, becoming lighter and less significant. And then spending a few moments repeating the process, allowing more worries to dissolve with every breath. And as your mind continues to unwind, just enjoying this time of stillness, enjoying the feeling of your mind becoming clear and spacious and calm. Enjoying being in this space, in this quiet space, for a few more moments, just enjoying the peace that you've created.